Yo, Pitmasters, what is up? Today we're going to do another beat battle experiment. I'm really hungry for steak and I've got these beautiful Sachi steaks. Look at the marbling on these things. It's just insane. And the smell, it's got that dry aged smell that it almost smells like fouet. I'm super excited about these steaks because they have so much intermuscular fat. Look at that, fantastic. And the outside still has that dry aged here a little bit. That's just fine. We're gonna leave that on. It's gonna provide us with a lot of dry aged, strong, beefy flavor, and that's what we're looking for in this steak. I can't wait to grill these steaks up. And the way we're going to do it is butter confit. We're going to take a cast iron pan, put it on our Kamado Joe, and let that butter melt. Then we're going to put in our steak and we're not going to let it come above a temperature of 54 degrees Celsius. So we're going to be using our Kamado Joe Classic. It's perfect for the job. I still have some charcoal left in it and we're going to light that up, but we want a small fire. First I'm going to rake out all the old ash from the charcoal to make sure we have enough airflow. You want to make sure that you don't have too much charcoal in there, so if you have too much, just take it out. Place a fire starter in the center and light it up. Build the charcoal up around it and make sure that it's lit enough. Now we'll wait until a fire starter is fully burned out. With your hands you can feel the temperature. You don't want to go overboard on this. We want a slow temperature for a confit steak. So we got that right now. Time to put on the pan. We'll put in our holder. Put a cast iron pan on. Look at this is a match made in heaven. The pan works perfectly above this fire. We got a lot of distance between the heat source and the pan, and that in ceramic grill is going to work excellent. For our butter, we're using the best Irish grass-fed butter. It's going to taste amazing. We're putting in 8 packs of butter because we want our steak to be fully submerged. This may look a little bit excessive, but trust me, it's worth it. That's a whole lot of butter. This is absolutely perfect to confit our steak in. Time for our beautiful Sachi steak to take a golden bath. Now we just need to give our steak some time to come up to temperature, and when it has a temperature of 54 degrees Celsius, we're going to take it out and sear it off. Our steak has been in that butter bath for 2 hours and she looks a little gray and a little weird, but she also looks juicy and creamy. So let's start grilling her. We'll take our steak out of the pan, put it on a cutting board and let it rest there. While in the meantime, we are going to crank up the heat in our grill. So we're going to add more big block charcoal to the grill because you need fuel to get the heat. We'll pat our steak dry with a piece of paper towel. Time to put our steak on the grill. Ooh, almost had you. Oh, you missed it!
Come on.
I'll do it again, Marcel. Sorry, bro. We're going to sear it off and we want maximum caramelization, which means moving it around, flipping it as much as you can to get the perfect crust. Oh, look at this baby. Wow. The butter is still sizzling off that steak. Man, you can even smell the richness of the butter. But the downside of the butter on the grill is that it burns quicker. So you can see that where we normally would have a more brown caramelization, we got a darker caramelization. Now we'll sprinkle on some salt. To get a good base of reference, we cooked a similar steak reverse sear, which means first over indirect heat, letting it come up to temperature, and then finishing it off over direct heat. Now we have a fair comparison between these two steaks. First I'm going to try the reverse steak. That will give me a good baseline in flavor and in profile, and then we can taste our butter steak. Step away from the steak. Step away. Your time will come, Marcel. One for me. I love Sachi beef. I don't know what to say. It's like a really good dry aged steak with crazy marbling, like Wagyu style marbling, but it also has a little bit of that grass fat in the back. It's just rich in flavor, it has beautiful aromatics and a nice crust on it. The reverse sear is a great steak, but what we really want to know is, what does the butter confit steak taste like? So let's slice into it and Give it a try. The steak looks much richer and fatter. A little bit of gray on the edge, nice big crust. Also a little bit darker than usual. Ooh, that steak smells so good. There we go. Tender. Not as crispy as I was looking for. The steak is really, really good. Juicy, tender, but the butter kind of like takes away from that steak experience. I think that the butter, it kind of like burned too much on the outside of the steak, and at the same time all of that richness almost takes away a little bit of that flavor. The beef flavor is disappearing, and that was just a shame. Morrison, you want to try?
Yeah. The moment that the beef touches my tongue, I knew exactly what you meant. Because you don't taste steak.
The flavor of the steak is gone a little bit. Now try the other one. The one that's dry aged and just did a reverse sear on.
I hate to say it, but this one is better.
Putting your steak into that golden butter bath, it looks so good, but it doesn't add anything. In a sense, it just takes away flavor. You know, it kind of like burns on the outside, and on the inside it kind of like tastes away that beef flavor. That's not a good thing. So if I am up to making my choices, I'll stick to the good old fashioned reverse seared steak. It's just magic. It kind of like is a golden thing. You can try new things, but I always come back to that reverse sear. It works so well. And the butter, it's a fun gimmick, but it doesn't really work. I hope you guys enjoyed the comparison between the dry aged reverse sear and that butter. Oh man, great eating two steaks. I had a lot of fun. So if you enjoyed it, give us a big thumbs up and a comment down below. And I want to say a special thank you to all of the guys that support us on Patreon and as YouTube members. You guys freaking rock. See you guys next time. Until then, eet smakelijk and keep on grilling.